What is that?
Cheesecake Factory, anda una rata allá arriba.
Oh my god, así pasa.
Is that for you?
Thank you so much. Do you have to learn all these recipes or do you have like a cheat sheet?
We have to learn them, but it's really easy to remember. It's
Really?
easy to remember.
Oh, okay, good for you.
Yeah, at first I was like overwhelmed because I was like, oh my god, that's a lot. But it just, the more you see it, the more you're just like, oh, so it makes sense.
Thank you. Have a good day. Be safe, you guys.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Safe, baby. Safe. Bye. Thank you. Damn, huevo, ¿qué es?
Oh, no, I thought you're not recording, babe. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're doing.
I am, but it's okay. Let's see. Okay, so we just got. Good morning, you guys. So right now we are currently waiting for today's Milas MRI, and it's just to rule out certain stuff. I feel like as a parent you have to advocate and you have to like ask for things. So she's gonna be getting put under for only about like 2 hours, I believe. It sounds like a lot, but Mila doesn't nap, okay, and Mila doesn't take breaks, so she's gonna relax for 2 hours and forcefully be asleep. I feel like that's amazing for her. Like, good, my girl needs to reset on her own a little. And on top of that, she's gonna have a procedure done at Loma Linda, which is great. My cousin works at Loma Linda, so I know he's gonna be like popping in and out. Shout out to my cousin that works at Loma Linda. I'm currently parked on the side. My husband wanted to get a Sprite. But anyways, I don't know. I did feel a lot scared. Before I was like, oh my god, what do you mean she's gonna be put under? And it made me feel a lot of like feelings and emotions, and I felt like sadness and stressed out. But then it's like, that's what stresses me out, because they told me she could not be sick, and she's been having like this little cough, and she's been congested. So I hope they can still do the procedure. She has not had a fever, so I hope that's like a plus. So yeah, she has not had no fever. It's just she's been congested and cough. And then she hasn't been able to eat anything. She cannot eat anything till after her procedure. So we'll see. Y luego pues yo aquí nomás me ando peinando las pestañas. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah.
Fucking give me all quarters. Let's go, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yes, a giraffe. Giraffes are the tallest animals in the world.
It's yeah. You got it right. Yes. Slithering on the ground. Can you make a steak sandwich? I think I know where it is. Oh, what is it?
How do you feel?
Sad.
Sad? Nervous? She doesn't want to get up. Say hi. Oi.
Ahí se la van a llevar.
That's Mila's little bed. Baby, you're sitting on your chair backwards. Say hi. What's the matter? What happened? You look so cute. Hello. Ay, bebé.
Oye, vente, vente. Mira, mira, mira. Look at that bird. Mira, that came a bird. Mira una bird. Mira una bird. Una bird. Chichi. Chichi. Una bird. Una bird. Mira un dolaye. Mira un dolaye. Un dolaye.
We have to wait. The thing's gonna be like an hour long. Oh, and they almost casi no la querían agarrar, huh? Because estaba enfermita. But she's not that sick. But they just said that it can close her airways or she can get like an asthma attack. We got a sourdough. Grilled cheese with avocado. Yeah, that's mine.
For me, yeah, I guess they weren't able to squish it or like break the abbies into the bag, so. Yeah. Calderon, is there another?
You want more juice? Yeah. You want more juice? Yeah, more juice. More juice, baby, more juice. Okay, okay.
That way, if like, you're gonna be gone tomorrow at 10:30, like, you can arrange for it with them. So, you can call them this evening. Because when you go home, I'll show you how much help you're going to get. And you just do that once every day. Once every 24 hours. So we'll do it here. And then technically, you go to the first.
You guys, I just got a call from the neurologist. I couldn't wait to not say anything. I did just hang out with my mom and my padrino. I am so excited and happy. I knew everything was fine, but it's just like a reassuring thing, you know? So there is absolutely nothing wrong. I was pushing for the MRI just so they can rule out certain things, because in the MRI there are things that show ahead of time, like autism being one of them. Any delays that she's having would show why she's having them in the MRI, and why certain functions are showing the way they're showing, right? So the neurologist was like, very like, okay, you want to know, besides the genetic testing, we did the genetic and the DNA thing. That came back totally normal. Everything came back normal. So now it's like, girl, it's you. So now little Miss Thing back there is having a fit. And guess what? She does have a little ear infection today. We just left Loma Linda again. She had a little checkup with the physician. But either way, my point is, now it's just going to be one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm going to just start I can honestly just not stress over it, because I feel like as a mom, and me being such a like mom that's on it, like on so much stuff, and I'm such a like, oh, this and that and that and this, and let me figure this out. Oh, my car wants me to pay attention. It's crazy how it knows how when you take your eyes off the freaking road. But anyways, I'm on my way to Walgreens. To get the medicine for both of them. But yeah, now it just makes me feel a lot more comfortable, a lot more better, and a lot more reassuring. I honestly knew nothing was wrong with her. It was just a little thing. And it's so funny because, like I said, it's funny because there's people that their kids have autism, and they're like, you think it's not that? And it's like, girl, at least my kid doesn't, you know? And if she did, at least I was doing extra measures to get it figured out, you know? Because you waited till your child got diagnosed, and I was trying to figure out, what can I do? What I wasn't waiting till the doctors told me. And I think that's one of the things that why I was so adamant in finding out why is she having these delays? What is it? What could it be? And it was just so reassuring right now. So I called the padrino, and he was totally like, I told you. Now it's just like, so it's completely, now it's Mila. So Mila is gonna have a lot of stepping up to do on her own. No more babying her. No more, I don't know, she's my bebe still. But I mean, it's just little things, you know, but I'm very excited. I called my mom, my husband, and my and the padrino. So I'm so happy. I'm so excited. We're all excited. What, Romeo?
Happy.
How do you feel?
Happy.
He doesn't even know what's going on, but he knows it's good news, right? Yeah. So, yeah. Alright guys, so I never explained, I was already gonna like upload it, and then I realized that I just got excited because I got the call and I had just cut it there. But okay, the MRI that day, she was drowsy all day. That day of the MRI, she was drowsy and sleepy, and she didn't have much of an appetite, which was all normal. Thank God they did do it. She did have a little congestion. She didn't have no fever though. They put a little mask over her, and they counted to 10. She was fighting it, and Mila is a fighter, so she was like complaining and stuff. They did the whole 10-second count, and then she like fell asleep, and they let me like, you know, persinarla, le di la bendición, and that was it. I didn't see them put the IV, but when she was already knocked out, that's when they did the IV. They did tell me that she wasn't going to feel the IV. She wasn't going to feel the piquete because she was going to be asleep. So that did make me feel better. When they were doing the procedure, me and my husband took that time to go and eat downstairs in the cafeteria. We went to the cafeteria at La Molinda. They had some good food. It was not bad to be like vegetarian, I believe. I believe it was like vegetarian based, or like no meat. It was no meat, I mean. No meat. It was no meat. But it was good. It was good. I had some sopita because it was a gloomy day like today. So I had some sopa. I had some tomato with cheese soup. It was really good. And I ordered a grilled cheese sandwich with avocado and pesto and basil. It was really good. And then my husband got, ese sí le entró más duro. He got como, I think it kind of looked like chilaquiles. but I know it wasn't chilaquiles. And he got like chow mein. I just love the fact that they had a different area of foods. Like, it wasn't just a specific type of foods, you know. It had like, they had pho, they had a lot of different food varieties. So it's like, people that work in the hospital, they eat good there. They really do. But yeah, I liked it. I liked the food. Sorry, I was going off topic. So yeah, that was the food. And then we also, after the whole food, we actually didn't finish eating when they had already called us. I think it took us more in deciding what we wanted and then waiting for the food, because my husband's food, he was like, you know, it was like a garas un plato to go, a container you serve, and that's it. Mine was more of like, I had to place the order and they had to like make it. And yeah, it was really good. So then we were sitting down, eating, enjoying our lunch, and then they called us. And I had a timer too, because they said the procedure was only going to be about an hour and 30. An hour and 30 to 2 hours. But then the lady goes, it's most likely going to be about an hour and 30 minutes. And I was like, okay. So I put my timer for an hour and 35, just because we had a, you know, like the area and stuff. So the alarm went on. They called first, and then they said, Milas, we're going to take her to the room, to her recovery area. It wasn't a room. It was a little recovery area. And there was a lot of other beds there. And there was a lot of other kids, you know, coming out of certain same-day procedures. And the kid next to it just makes you really, like, be grateful that you're not going through what the other kids or the other parents are going through. The other kid to the right of us, he was getting a port inserted, and I was just hearing it, you know, and the only thing that, you know, they put a little sheet curtain that divides for privacy area, obviously, and you were able to hear him, you know, like, it hurted, and then he was, the nurse was explaining to the parents that it shouldn't like get wet, and then how to clean it, how to cover it, and stuff like that. And I remember looking to my husband and thinking, like, oh my God, you know, like, I'm so glad that, you know, it could be worse. Like, you know, she's gonna be okay. It was more because I pushed for it. So it's not that she's getting it done because something is wrong. So that was one. Two, she woke up and she had some apple juice and then some applesauce. She ate it because she was on empty from the night before. She ate it. She had no issues. She was able to keep it down. So then we started giving her crackers, graham crackers, saltine crackers. They wanted me to just keep it very light. And then the nurse came to me and was like, after 2 hours, you guys will be discharged and she can go home. And I was like, okay. So we were there for the 2 hours, you know, waiting. She was very fussy, very like chilloncita. I feel like she felt like, what did you guys do? Like, you know, she was very like in her like feelings. So she was very like just crying, enfadosita. She was very in and out of it still. She was like dazing and stuff. She took so many naps, and Mila does not take naps. So the fact that she was taking naps was like, she was sleeping a lot. She was sleeping a lot. And we got home and we were just home chilling. It was time to go home. She fell asleep the whole way home. And overall, that day was good. The next day, I obviously carried on my routine. My husband went to work too. And then I just told my mom, I'm like, hey, she has to have a lot of liquids. Oh, because they told us to, like, the more liquids you give her, if she doesn't want to eat, don't force her to eat. Just make sure you give her a lot of liquids so she can flush out the anesthesia faster. And I was like, okay. So we were giving her apple juice. We were giving her fruit juice, the honest little juices. She was drinking juices all day. So then I told my mom the same thing. And then my mom was like, oh, you know, so this was already the next day. My mom was like, casi no quiso comer. but she was fine. Like, she was okay. I was like, oh, okay, cool. She was already fine. They called us from Loma Linda. How has she been doing? My mom said she was fine. She wasn't napping no more. She was playing. She just didn't have much of an appetite. So that was that. The reason I pushed for the MRI was because I had already done a lot of different testing in Mexico back and forth. Thank God I only lived 2 hours away from TJ, 3 hours from Mexicali. So we did do a lot of testing, and she did like a, what is it? The swab to check, genes, to make sure how the genes were and the DNA and all that stuff. Everything would always come back normal. She did testing for different stuff, which I'll try to like sit down and talk about every different test I pushed for, just because I wanted to do everything I could. I wanted to get ahead of it. I was like, if she has whatever she has, I was like, I just want to get her help. I want to take her to certain centers that offer those type of helps, you know, like if she's gonna have to have a special type of schooling, a special type of anything, I wanted to be ready for it and get started. I'm never gonna forget, and it's not even in a bad way. It's just exactly, that's the way people are. And take it. I don't take lightly when it comes to my kids. I have forgotten a lot of stuff that has been done personally to me. Okay, I can move on. That's what I'm trying to say. When it has to do with my children, I'm not going to move on, and I'm going to hold it. And the reason I say that is because I'm the first one. If I notice something is wrong with any one of my kids, if I see my child is falling behind in school, in anything, I go out of my way and I go do tutoring. I go out of my way and do math tutors and English tutoring. I don't rely on just the school and, oh, well, my son, he's getting left behind, he's not understanding it. No, I put a lot of freaking time and money, okay? If I can't explain myself to my child, then I'm going to take him to a tutor that can get through to him, because maybe I'm not doing it a certain way that the tutor will do it. So with my daughter, I had started already therapies. I had started occupational therapy. I had started physical therapy. I had started speech therapy, which she was doing great in all of them. There was just very slow progress. And that was the reason why I was pushing the MRI. I was like, okay, my daughter's gonna turn 2. She's nonverbal. She's gonna turn 2 and she doesn't want to walk on her own. She's gliding around furniture, so her legs were never a problem. She was definitely crawling laterer, gliding around furniture laterer. There was a lot of stuff she was doing at her own pace. But even though she was doing it at her own pace, me as a mom, I was like, is there anything wrong? Is there anything that's impeding her from, why is she not getting it? Yes, we're bilingual speakers, so I will say something in English and I will say it in Spanish. I didn't feel like that was an issue just because my son grabbed it. I grabbed it. My siblings have all grabbed it. So they try to make it seem like, oh, it's because you're talking to her in both languages, it's confusing her. But then I was like, she's just not getting it. Like, it doesn't matter if I talk to her in Spanish, it doesn't matter if I talk to her in English, she's not grasping it. So then that's when we started doing signs. She got really good at signing. And I say that like so happy, because knowing that she has nothing wrong, but the fact that she's able to communicate through signs. She'll wake up and say she wants her milk. She'll say she doesn't want nothing no more when she's full. She'll say she wants more if she really likes something. She'll communicate that way. So to me, it meant a lot. And like I said, the fact that she was grasping it was like, okay, she's grasping the concept. So like, you know, and mind you that the neurologist sees children with autism, with special delays, like certain delays. So the neurologist was already like, I don't think nothing is wrong with your child. And I say that, he's like, because I work in this and I see this and I diagnose children. But he said, I'm going to do an MRI because there's different levels of autism and there's different strands, which I was like, I know, I was the first one to look into all this stuff already. So I was already thinking, even if she has autism, it can be the smallest strand, but maybe it's that, maybe it is that. And I was okay with it. I was like already in Facebook autism groups of other moms. I was involving myself like if that's what she had. And I say this so heavy because I was already doing all this, and a certain person was like, very like, you think your daughter doesn't have it? You think, and I was like, she's going to get diagnosed. But I mean, I'm thinking so many other stuff that can be it. Like, your kid has it and you think it's like not noticeable. We all see it. It's very noticeable. So after that moment, I was like, this is exactly why all these testings that were being done, only my mom, only my husband, and only like my it was only, if I say 3 people, it's because only 3 people knew about these testings. Literally. My sister-in-laws, they are amazing. They knew. Milania's padrinos, they knew. Okay? Outside of that, nobody knew. Nobody knew because of that. Because they are so quick to want, because their children do have this spectrum, and they want it like, oh no, they think all of a sudden they're an autism mom expert, like your child has it, because that's the same thing my kid was doing. And oh, your daughter likes Miss Rachel, my child likes Miss Rachel and he has autism. Like, oh, I didn't know liking Miss Rachel was an autism thing. I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know my daughter learning how to sign to communicate was an autism thing. Right? Like, you try to get like, oh, okay. So that's what I'm saying. In the moment that this person was like, you think she doesn't have it? You think? I was like, first of all, whatever the diagnosis is, whenever I get the diagnosis, I can guarantee you're not going to be the first person to know. And thank God. I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. You really see things, and that's what I'm saying. People can make mistakes with adults all they want, right? Because I am God's witness that I be forgiving. I don't forget, but I be forgiving and letting. But when it comes to my children, no way. I'm done. Okay. So Mila's neurologist was like, totally like, oh, like, he was amazing, and he's a lot older, so he was like, there is no signs of anything different, anything that's gonna start the autism. There is no and then not just this, but my child's not vaccinated. I mean, that's just another one that I'm putting it out there. So the nurses were like, she's not vaccinated, like, and I'm like, no. And they're like, that doesn't, like, it really didn't. I was trying to understand. So then I said, okay, then it must be the foods, like, right? Or because for my son, there's been different things that have worked for me, even though he doesn't have a certain thing, but the foods is a big thing, So I did take away red stuff from my son. So going back to Mila, I was like, okay, she's only 2, this, and that. Nothing. She has nothing wrong with her. Okay? So now you know. Now I know. Now everybody knows. And it's a big reliever because I was always doing everything, making sure I got appointments, making sure she didn't miss no appointments here or in Mexico, like always making sure. Now I feel a lot more chill. Now I feel a lot more like, fuck it. She'll get it when she gets it. Like, it literally is what it is. One thing though, again, me being the mom and the pusher and the advocate for my child, I totally told my husband, you know what? If she's not doing what 2-year-olds are doing, I was like, why don't we start looking into a Montessori school? Just for one day. I said, just for one day, drop her off. She's gonna have to figure life out. I mean, things are so updated now. I don't want to say I'm not scared of what could happen, because of course I'm scared. I'm going to leave my child with someone else and she doesn't communicate. I mean, she doesn't communicate, you know? She knows how to say help. So hopefully, you know, I don't know. I'm going to get an air tag. Hopefully I can find something that I can hear stuff. I don't know. I don't know how the Montessori school works. I haven't had time to go check it out. But I know that those are one of the best, like, daycare things, right? So me already looking into it, my husband's like, yeah, let's do that. So I definitely found 2 places that were willing to take her for 1 day or 2. I think I'm gonna start off with 1 day just to drop her off, just so she can engage and be around other children. Again, it's something so little, right? It's so little, but me, as I'm on the go. I'm always on the go. I'm doing videos in my car. Like, on my lunch, I don't have time to get time off, or like, I'm always on the go. If it's not Romeo's boxing, if it's not Romeo's baseball, if it's not Romeo's sports tutoring, it's Mila's therapy, it's Mila's speech, it's Mila's teacher. I'm always doing something besides church, besides the religion, besides, it's always something. Like, I don't have time to just, you know, so I'm very on the go. So she needs to get it together. That being said, thank you to Jesus. I knew, you know, but I just was very pushy. Like, what is it? Like, if it is anything, and if it is, cool. Let's pick up from there. So that being said, again, all glory to God. Seriously, like, I was praying to Jesus, St. Judas, Virgin Mary, everybody. I was like, you know, thank God again. Thank God it was nothing worse. That certain person that, you know, was very quick to judge, and it's not just that person, because there was other people. And that's what I'm saying. Other people I have to tolerate because I just have to, you know, coexist with certain people. And then there's people that I do not. And it's just funny because it's like, that's why this person carries themselves the way they carry. That's why this person lives life the way they live it, because negativity, like, no, especially over a child. Like, exactly. You wanted to come for mine and, you know, no. So again, I gotta go back already, but that was pretty much it. So we are completely done. I did go visit the neurologist at Loma Linda. He went over the whole scan. He showed me, it's crazy, you guys, he showed me the scan of a child that does have autism. He showed me the scan of a child that had another type, a certain type of syndrome. It wasn't Down syndrome, but you could have like I don't know, I don't remember what it was. This was last week, Friday, we had that appointment. Just a comparison, and it's like, and then he showed me, like, you know, this is Milas, this is another one, that's nothing wrong, fine. This kid's verbal, talking, running, but yours isn't. But genetically, because of the test, there's nothing wrong. Because of the MRI, there's nothing wrong. CAT scan, it's gonna be at her own pace. Cool, understood, relaxed, reset, breathe. So I am totally a lot more better. Thank you guys, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And remember, even though we hear this so many times, every kid is different. Literally, every kid is different. And my aunt in Texas, my tia Marisa, shout out to her. I love her. Her and my mom were like I'm always letting them both know what is going on. And I told her, and she was always reassuring and always telling me, my kid, you know, the specific one, she's like, he was very late to talk. He was very late to walk. And look at him. And I'm like, I know, tia, but I just want to know if something's wrong. I know, tia, but I just want that reassurance. I know, tia, but she's not vaccinated and she's delayed. Like, all this stuff. She's not delayed. She just doesn't want to do it. Okay, I thought she couldn't hear. We went to audiology. She didn't pass the in-office audiology appointment. They had to put the things inside the ears, hear the waves. Completely normal. She was just ignoring me. Like, no selective hearing, nothing wrong with her hearing. She was just ignoring me on those days. In the office, she was ignoring the doctor. So she's gonna be a smart kid. She's already ignoring people. She's already doing what she wants. She's not doing it just because everybody else is doing it. She's not running around just because she sees her little cousin running around. She's not talking just because she sees her little cousin talking. She's going to do it when she wants to do it at her own time. And I'm proud of her already. I'm already like, that is my daughter. She is going to be stubborn, and she is doing it all at her own time. She don't care her cousin's running around the house. She don't care that her cousins, she is chilling. She's like, no. But you understand when she wants something. She will have a fit. She will grab it. She will communicate in her own way. And that's something that I'm learning. She does communicate. Not the way I want her to, but her hand, her sign is on point. For her age, she's doing a lot. So I'm like, that's right, you know? It's not a bad thing. Again, if you're a mom, you're going through certain stuff, relax, reach out. It's hard. I get it. Girl, I was on every social media, Facebook friend, mom group about things that could be wrong with my child. Thank God there's nothing wrong. So I did start getting off of it. So yeah. Thank God. Thank God. Positivity, lots of faith, lots of positivity. Do not be around people that just because their kids are struggling and because their kids have a certain thing, it's like they diagnosed your kid right away. No. And again, if my child would have had anything, I would have been the first one to be like, yeah, she did have it. Yeah, this and that. Yeah. But don't be that person that's like, you think they don't have it? Because my child, yeah, I noticed that. Like, okay, your child also walks around flapping and mine doesn't. Your child also is nonverbal and it's been diagnosed. And what have you been doing? Right? We don't see the whole picture. So do not judge or take down on another mom. Just don't. Okay, I really gotta go already. I am like pissed, but peace out. I'll see you guys. Stay tuned. And it's just a lot. I haven't had time to like update or anything, but have a safe day. Drive safe.